What's up, everybody? Welcome to the trade recap. Today is Thursday, December 11th, and I took one trade in the futures market this morning, and it was a win. I think it was roughly like $200. I know a lot of you are probably saying, "Oh, that's not a lot of money," but keep in mind I am in the beginning phase of trading, and so yeah, that $200 may not be super impressive, or it may not be the numbers that you see on these other YouTubers' channels. But this is my journey, and this is my starting point. So I hope you enjoy the video. All right, here we are on the higher time frame for MES, and I'm just looking at structure here. I see we have a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So this thing has bearish structure up until yesterday because interest rate decisions came out and it skyrocketed through. And then pre-market during London and Asian session, this thing just sold right back off. And this is the morning, and I'm just noticing that we also swept this level of liquidity. I don't know if it's going to go up from here, but I did notice the sweep of the liquidity. So this is something I'm noting on the higher time frame as well. My plan in the morning was just to more or less observe and see what direction market was going to give us. MNQ, however, pulled back much deeper than MES. I think MES pulled back kind of like near this range, but MNQ took out all these draws on liquidity here. Here I am on the 15-minute chart, and I'm just fast forwarding to market open. All right, right there we open New York session. I noticed we had a nice bounce off of this level, came down, swept out a bunch of money, and then started to trend our way back up. So we're making higher highs and higher lows. After market open, I zoomed down to the 5-minute, and immediately we come down, and on MNQ, we actually sweep a bunch of levels of liquidity. As you can see, it took out a ton of liquidity here, and it almost got that one, but it probably had enough in its tank to go up. Also, something to note is we have an SMT divergence happening this morning in the market. On MES, we get a higher high, and then on MNQ, we get a lower high. I think the draw on liquidity is higher because these levels have already been taken out by MNQ. I see an uptrend, I see a pullback, and then I see it break through the previous high. So this is all pointing in the bullish direction for me, as well as we inversed this bearish fair value gap. So after seeing it break its previous high, I'm looking for a pullback to equilibrium or this bullish fair value gap on the 5-minute. Fast forward, and this is actually where I entered my position this morning. Real quick, we had our range here. This tool marks equilibrium, and as you can see, price came up, created a new high, pulled back to equilibrium, and then started to bounce. Not only did it pull back to just equilibrium, but it also tapped right into this bullish fair value gap on the 5-minute chart. After seeing this candle form on the 5-minute, I zoomed down to the 1-minute to try and get an entry. This is, by the way, is a very bullish candle. Okay, after zooming down to the 1-minute chart, um, I waited for us to get a reaction out of this 5-minute fair value gap, and we start to get a bounce out. After seeing this, I enter long. I'm putting my target at these highs, this previous swing level, and because we had a higher low and then a higher high, I'm definitely expecting a higher low and then a higher high. So this is why I'm targeting this high here, is because I'm expecting continuation. Fast forward a little bit. As you can see, we took out the first 25% level, and we also hit the second 50% level. So at this point, I'm moving my risk. Okay, so now in this position, I'm risking half of what I was initially risking to make the same. Fast forward, starts to pull back on me. We're still in the green though. Comes down, and then eventually comes up and hits our take profit. This trade was roughly a $200 win. I think it came out to like 199 or something like that. But yeah, that's the trade recap. Let's hop over to TradeZella and take a look at the number. All right, so today, $199 win, one trade, and that brings our net P&L up to $308. So far, it looks like we're doing pretty good. You know, we're averaging some decent wins, but we need to get the loss amount down. That's something I need to work on, is cutting risk earlier. But overall, I'm happy with my performance, and can't wait to do it tomorrow. See you guys.